Hey guys, how you doing? Minasan konnichiwa, my name is Cheese and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be continuing my Attack on Titan journey and I'll be watching episodes 7 and 8 of the second part of season 3. Yeah, we're almost through this whole season. Like, I cannot believe that I'm almost done with season 3 already. And then I'll be continuing with the final season, which also has like part 1, 2, and 3. I don't know how long it's gonna continue. But yeah, this season, especially this part in particular, has been so crazy. I mean, the previous episodes were insane. I feel like I've been crying the entire time because that's how much it affected me emotionally, because of all the emotions, all of the crazy actions and stuff. But I feel like that's sort of out of the way. I feel like the most intense part of this season is over and we're kind of moving on to the next part, I feel like. So I don't know what to expect from these episodes, to be honest. I think they'll just discuss how to continue from this moment onwards. So I'm just curious, so without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. So let's go. Alright, I'm ready. So I'm gonna start first episode in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're starting off with DOP. Yeah, oh my gosh. Just the whole tension and everything in the previous episodes were crazy. And the fact that Armin eventually got the syringe and turned into a Titan and ate Bertolt. Wow, that was just so impactful. Yeah, I think one of the most impactful parts was the fact that Levi eventually chose Armin over Erwin. Did I say Armin just now? Yeah. I'm trying to remember, but I don't know which name I said. It's just all these names are so similar. We have Armin, we have Erwin, we have Eren. I mean, I always have to really focus on my pronunciation. Or I'm like mix all these names up, you know? Oh man. But Reiner got away. He got taken away by the Beast Titan, or like rescued, and they got away. The basement! Right, are we finally gonna see the basement? After all this time? Oh, were those like memories from Bertolt? I think so. And they now reside within Armin because he's the one who ate him. I think he sort of has to carry Bertolt's memories as well, right? From now onwards. Yeah. Yeah, she also got caught up in one of these attacks. Aww. Aww. Yeah, he doesn't remember. Remember, he was like completely burned? Of course, he doesn't remember getting that injection, turning into a titan, eating Bertolt. It all happened like unconsciously, you know? Oh, I guess they told him everything. Gosh, that's crazy. They're the only ones who survived. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. Oh. Yeah, that's what Levi initially wanted to do. Yeah, they really pledged for Armin. Exactly. Oh. Oh, was that Aaron's body? Exactly. No one has to make that decision ever. It's so cruel. And Levi did that thinking about the future as well. That's how much. I don't know. There was just something within Armin that made Levi choose him. And it's hard to explain what it is. I tried it in the previous episodes, but there's this something. Exactly. Aaron is Aaron, Armin is Armin. Exactly. She's probably just thinking about or dreaming about food or something. But yeah. I was afraid of Sasha. I thought, I don't know. But it's good that she still survived. This is the moment for the basement. After all this time. The key he got that in the very, very first episode. Now he can finally use it. I mean, I'm sure, like, we already discovered a lot of secrets. I also think there is possibly a lot more. But still, even without knowing what's in the basement, they discovered a lot already about the Titans. And a bit of the history of this place as well. Yeah, it must feel weird to be back to your hometown, but like all deserted and destroyed. Yeah, all these memories coming back. Mm. Now all of that is gone. Aww, with Hannes. He was such a good character. Mm. I like these transitions between the past and the present that they keep doing. It's very smooth. And I like the pacing of this episode is like really slow, but not in a bad way. Like I'm really, really just taking it all in. Mm. Mm. Oof. Okay, first they have to get rid of that boulder. basement. There it is. And it's such a shame that Aaron couldn't be there with them, you know, to see what's in the basement. The key. Can finally use it. What? What kind of plot twist is that? Yeah, can they not just bust that door open? Yeah, like that. That's what I said. You don't necessarily need a key. Okay, but then that key must be for something else. There they are. They're already inside. At first glance, yeah. They need to look closer. There must be a hint or something somewhere. Mm-hmm.
おい、突っ立ってんじゃねえぞガキども。エルヴィンの勘がそう外れねえよ。はい。
Ooh, I saw that. I saw the keyhole.
ここに鍵穴がある。
よく見ろ。
Yeah. I knew it was a false bottom. Ooh. Nice.
親父は俺に何を見せたかったんでしょうか。
This is the moment of truth. A family picture?
壁の外に人類がいないってどうやって調べたんですかと。そんなもの言葉の上げ足取りじゃないか。
違う。主観的な意図があるんだ。例えば、壁外に人類は存在しないと思い込ませたいとか。それはつまり。
Yeah, I mean that's always the thing with history books, right? Like it always they're just selective, you know. They always select what to put in history books and what not. That's just how it is in reality. That's crazy. Everyone's celebrating. But look at how few survivors there are. Like, most of them got wiped out. But they got the bugs. They got what they came for.
ちょっと見せて。いや、人が書いたものとは思えないほどの精巧さだ。
それおじさん味。
Ooh, they've never seen a photograph? Ooh. Oh gosh, I didn't even think of that. So they don't know the existence of photographs. That's crazy. Just like they don't know about the existence of coffee. Like these basic things that doesn't exist in their world. They're just insane. But that's already the end of the episode. Alright, yeah, as I've said before, there was a very slow-paced episode. There was a lot of back and forth between the past and present, like a lot of flashbacks. But I was fine with the spacing, you know, especially after all these intense episodes. Like, a bit of these slower paced episodes are really nice to, you know, calm yourself down a bit, prepare yourself for the next, I don't know what's coming. Oh, there's a bit more?
待ちなさい、二人とも。外に出るときは腕章を忘れるなって言ってるだろ。グリシャ、壁の外には絶対に出るんじゃないよ。
おい、待て。分かってるよ、母さん。
What is this? Yeah, this is another backstory of Grisha Jaeger, Aaron's dad. This is even like further in the past of his childhood.
いいなあ。いつか私もお金持ちになったらあの飛行船に乗れるかな。
何言ってんだよ。俺たちが金持ちになれるわけないだろ。
But yeah, that place already looks so different from the place where Ellen grew up, within the walls. But it seems like there are also walls over here, but those are like different kinds of walls. The naive day. Uh-oh. I guess that's what we'll be focusing on in the next episode. So alright, so that was episode 7 of Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. And yeah, as I've said, as I've expected as well, like the pacing is a bit slower. We're really focusing on the aftermath of the entire mission. There were like two things they were focusing on this episode. First of all, Armin, he had to like caught up to everything. Like he had no idea what was going on because, he was so focused on that mission and plan he made with Eren, and he kind of really sacrificed his whole entire self. He was completely burned and he was like barely alive, and then that's when he got injected with the thing that makes him turn into Titan. He ate Bertolt as a Titan, and then he turned back to normal and survived the whole thing. But he all did that like unconsciously, so he had like no recollection of what happened. So yeah, it must have been so confusing for him and just a lot to take in, So I kind of felt bad for him. He must have felt a bit guilty as well that he was the one who got chosen over Eren. But yeah, as I've tried to explain, there's just this something that Armin had that Eren didn't. There were just these slight differences between them, and that thing was what made Levi chose Armin over Eren. So yeah, it's a bit hard to explain. I don't even know myself what that one thing is. It kind of had to do with their dreams as well, being a slave to something. It was related to all of that. But yeah, we'll just see how Armin's gonna act from now onwards. It's not like he's gonna be Eren's replacement. I mean, Armin's gonna stay as Armin, but yeah, he kind of has to prove himself now that he's worthy of being chosen and giving this second chance at life, you could say. So yeah, that must put a lot of pressure on him, but I'm sure Armin will be fine. He has had a lot of moments where he was under pressure, but he always managed to get through. I have faith in Armin that he's gonna be an amazing commander. I don't know if he's even gonna become a commander now. Let's just see how it's all gonna go. In any case, Armin is gonna do alright, I'm sure, and he's gonna prove everyone that it was the right decision to let him survive. But yeah, then the second main thing, which was the focus, was of course the basement. After all this time, we finally got to the basement. It's just so funny, like we started already off with the basement in like the very, very first episode of this entire show, where Eren got the key and his dad mentioned the basement. But yeah, after that, because of the entire invasion and everything, they never managed to get to the basement. And eventually that point within the narrative kind of got lost, like we all forgot about the basement, or at least I didn't completely forget about it, but that was like never the focus. So when they brought up the basement again, I was like, oh yeah, right, we gotta get to the basement and see what's inside. And it still feels kind of surreal that we actually got to the basement in this episode, It was a thing that we knew that was ever gonna happen, but at the same time, we also kind of thought that it was never gonna happen. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just feels so surreal that actually happened in this episode. We found what we were looking for. We got to use Eren's key. We found the books or in the documents in which Grisha just described his whole childhood, I guess. I think they're kind of like diaries, kind of explaining what the world where Grisha grew up in looked like and how he eventually ended up within the walls, I guess. Because he was found outside of the walls, right? By that guy. I kind of forgot his name, but yeah, he was found outside of the walls. As a human though, not as a Titan, as a human. And then he was taken inside of the walls, and that's where he just lived as a doctor, and continued his life. And if I remember correctly, I think he forgot like his memories from the outside world, but then he slowly started to remembering things. If I'm correct. I don't know. I think we'll really get to know his story a lot better in the next episode. We'll be focusing once again on his whole backstory. This time, like from his childhood, we can really see his life in the outside world. Like we already see this whole different kind of city with a lot of things and inventions that were never present within the walls. You know, like that place already looked a lot more developed. So that's very interesting. And it's interesting that he just starts his story with showing this one photograph of a family. I don't know if it was his own family. I don't really remember. But he was like explaining like, yeah, this is not a drawing. It's not something that someone drew. It's a photograph. It's with the use of the reflections or retractions of light. So that was very interesting. You know, it's such a good introduction to an essay as well. You know, something to draw someone's attention. I don't know. It was just so smart, just introducing something that the people within the walls don't know of, a photograph. Something so simple, you know, and it kind of reminded me of the coffee as well. You know, when they described it, I was like, do they not know of coffee? You know, these super basic things. But if you think about it, it could make sense that they don't know about these kind of things. You know, this place within the walls is just not as developed because of the isolation. They don't interact with the outside world, so they don't learn new things, you know, unless it comes from the inside. So that's why development goes a lot more slower within the walls. Similar to just nature in general, right? Like things like animals, things like the sea, the mountains, you know, it's just, those are just things that the people within the walls don't know of. They only, like, the only animals they know of are horses, just basic cattle, I think, like cows and sheep, goats, and birds maybe, but that's kind of it, you know. If you think about more exotic animals, they just don't know what these are, I think. Maybe just from books. But that's just super interesting to think about. But let's just see how it's gonna continue. I think the next episode will be focusing like completely on Grisha's backstory and how he ended up being outside of the walls and being found, you know. Let's just see how it all goes. So without any further ado, let's right into the episode. So let's go. Alright, I'm ready. So I'm gonna start the episode in 3, 2, 1, go. See, like the architecture and the streets. Oh yeah, they even have like these very old, one of the first automobiles. Yeah, I guess that's that day. Interesting. There's probably like a lot of differences between class. Is that what the wall is for? Eldians.
大丈夫だよ。もう慣れっこだろ。ほら、あの土手の向こうだ。
The airship.
お前たちも飛行船を見に来たのか。
はい。
レベリオ収容区のものだ。外出許可証を見せろ。
持ってません。
Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh.
僕が妹を無理やり連れ出しました。妹の分も僕に制裁をください。
わかった。
Dang, they have no mercy for kids either. Gosh!
まったく容赦ねえな、クルーだ。ほら、ジョーちゃんは先に帰ろうね。
Oh no, where are they taking her? To paradise?
帰ります。
待て。飛行船を見に来たんだろ。せっかくだから見ていけ。
You already received your punishment, so now you can just stay and watch the airship. Oh no! Oh my gosh! That's why I was worried, you know?
ご指導いただきありがとうございます。我が部族には教育し直しておきますので。
Damn. Emir? Is it a coincidence that that thing's also called Emir? Exactly. He's telling an entire story. Uh-huh.
あの男は嘘をついてた。何か都合の悪いことがあるから嘘をついた。
言うな。この建物は壁が薄い。
きっとあの男がベイを。
黙れ。俺もベイもそんなことしてない。街を歩いただけだ。
Exactly. That just
そ
so
れはなんだ。そんなに父さんと母さんと楽園に行きたいのか。
that's crazy.
間違っているのはどちらだろうか。私かこの世界か。
Yeah, as Grisha says, like they themselves did nothing wrong.
おそらく
Just they're just blamed and punished for something their ancestors did.
この切り傷はどうしました？これは同胞の証です。同胞？あなたの妹はマーレ当局の男に殺された。
An informant. Ooh. Dang. Well, they just fed her to the dogs or something.
真実だ。我々の始祖ユミルは巨人の力に目覚め、荒れ地を耕し、道を作り、峠には橋を架けた。人々を豊かにし、この大陸を発展させたんだ。なぜなら俺は始祖ユミルを信じている。俺たちは選ばれし神の子、ユミルの民だ。どうしよう、フクロウが人を作らせたぞ。
Deine Fritz? Mhm.
間違いない。王が壁の中に持ち去った始祖の巨人、これさえ手にすれば他の巨人全てを支配し、マーレを打ち滅ぼすことができる。
It's just, oh my gosh, my mind is exploding. It's just so much information at once. Alright! Zeke? I didn't know he already had a child before Eren. Oh, there's that photograph that was in the book.
マーレ政府が我々ユミルの民から7つの巨人を継承する器としてマーレの戦士を募ったのだ。
Malian's warriors. Are those the warriors that Reiner and the others keep talking about? Guys, I'm trying so hard to get to stay on track, but it's so much information. I feel like I'm getting lost. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
マーレの教えに従順に従わなければならない。
エルディアの屈辱はあなたが晴らすのよ。
うん、わかった。
And he did the same of his own son. he's the one who betrayed them. Oh my gosh, I just had this crazy thought. I don't know if I'm gonna say this now or later, but they just gave this huge hint, and you guys might probably know what I'm talking about when they were showing Zeke.
お前たちはここで終身刑となる。無垢の巨人となってな。
Those were all of his fingers, no?
覚えていたか。
あの日のことを忘れるものか。
Oh, the one he watched the airship with? Oh my god, they didn't even turn him into a titan. Oh no, oh my gosh. Oh no, they're just gonna kill him. Oh. The one who killed his sister. Yeah. The bastard. Oh my gosh. And they all turn into titans. It's the same thing that happened with Ymir as well. Oh. Then we have the guy just running for his life. Oh my god, is that his wife, Dinah? What did he try to cover up?
私はどんな姿になってもあなたを探し出すから。
そりゃいい。巨人同士でよろしくやってる。
This is crazy. Wait a second. Wait a second. The Dinah. I only saw like a glimpse, but her Titan form. The Titan. Is that a Titan I think it is? Was that a Titan that ate Aaron's mom? As well as Hannes? Oh, is this just... I was wondering why they were put in jails, but is this just their punishment for disobeying orders? And what happened to her hair? Is that her bad head? I knew it. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. I am so mind blown right now. Oh my gosh, this entire backstory is crazy.
お前だろう。15年前、8歳の妹を犬に殺したのはお前だ。なんでこんなことするんだ。人が巨人に食われるのが見たいとでも言うのか。なんでってそれは面白いからだろ。
Because it's interesting. He's just a bastard. He's just... Let's see if he can say the same thing as if he was in a like a life or death situation. Educational. Okay, let's just kill this bastard right now.
心は痛まないのか。まあ言いたいことはわかる。もし息子が同じ目にあったらと思うと胸が締め付けられる。
Oh really?
かわいそうに。エルディア人でさえなければな。
If they weren't Eldians. I remember this Titan as well. Oh gosh. They're the murderers? Yes. Yeah, now that guy's the one down there. In front of that Titan. Yeah, I recognize that Titan. Yeah, see? That's what you were missing in life, right? So entertaining.
俺がフクロウだ。
You saw Owl?
覚えておけよグリシャ。巨人の力はこうやって使う。
Who is this guy? Ooh. You cannot end it like that. Oh gosh. Oof. This whole backstory is so interesting. Like, I was so lost in the beginning. This whole backstory, this whole history lessons of what happened in that country, the whole, like, the origins of the Great Titan War. I don't know. There was a lot going on. I didn't catch everything, so I have to rewatch that part a couple of times, I think, before I fully understand the story. But oh gosh, the end of the episode, there were just so many like plot twists that made my mind blown. Like, one of the most shocking things in this episode was, first of all, that Dinah, like Grisha's first wife, was actually the Titan that ate Aaron's mom. Grisha's second wife. That's crazy. That's insane. And Aaron's the one who now knows that, right? I think he saw that in his dreams or something. Alright, so that was episode 8 of Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. And wow, like, where should I begin? Like, there was just so much they covered in this episode, and as I just said, like, I didn't get all of it because it was really a lot of information. So I was really trying to follow everything, but it was hard. It was really hard. But eventually, just in general, I just noticed that there were a lot of like similarities between things that they showed in this episode and what happened during the Second World War. You know, there were a lot of similarities, you know, and from what I remember from like my history lessons with how they treated the Jews, for example, it was just, there's so many similarities, and it's just crazy that they sort of made a parallel to that story of the Jews in the Second World War to how these Eldians were treated in this battle. You know, for example, them having to wear these bands around their arms. It kind of reminded me of these stars that Jews had to wear during the Second World War, that the Jews were put in camps for just being Jews, you know, as if their race already determined what kind of people they were. You know, it's just crazy. I cannot even start to think how something like that can happen, you know, just having something against an entire race, like depicting them as something evil, you know. I just cannot imagine, because I'm from a different time period. Like, I know the history, but it's still hard to imagine, you know, that something like that ever happened in the past. It's also, of course, a very, very sensitive topic to talk about, of course. So I don't want to get like too deep into that. But there were just like a lot of similarities between the Second World War and what I saw in this episode. Also, for example, that they threw that guy off the wall without turning him into a Titan, eventually letting the Titans chase after him. You know, it's kind of what they also did in the Second World War, you know, with these Jews in concentration camps. They sometimes let someone run through a field trying to escape, but eventually they just shot him dead, you know, on that field, like a hunting game, you know, something like that. There are so many things that reminded me of the Second World War, but I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna talk about that. I don't want to say anything wrong or controversial in this video. It's just, I wanted to point out a couple of things I noticed, and then of course these shocking moments at the end with Dinah, for example, being the Titan that ate Aaron's mom. After that, discovering that that soldier turned out to be the owl. At least he had like a special Titan power, and he also knew how to control it. And I think he's the one who kind of eventually decided to teach that to Grisha as well, how to use that Titan powers. So there's still gonna be a continuation to this backstory. But first of all, I'm just glad that that pig guy is gone. You know, the guy who killed Grisha's sister, who had like zero sympathy whatsoever, who just did all of this for entertainment purposes. He's like, you know, life would be so boring if there weren't like life or death situations. Yeah, sure. Like, if you're in a life or death situation yourself, you wouldn't be thinking like that, you know. Just because you're in a comfortable position, you can think like that. But yeah, I'm glad he's dead. We don't have to deal with that guy anymore, and we'll see how it's gonna continue. Like, we already know that Grisha is also gonna have Titan powers himself, that he's gonna pass later on to Eren, but we still have to see how that happened, you know. And other than that, yeah, it was also interesting to see a couple of like these familiar looking Titans. It turned out to be some of Grisha's old companions. It's all super crazy. And it also reminds me of Ymir's backstory of how she turned into a Titan herself and got thrown off the walls. I think that happened in a different moment, but in a similar way. And I'm just curious if there's like a real connection to the Ymir that we know, the character, because she has the same name as the Ymir of the original story, you know, like kind of like the original Titan. Because I don't think it's like a complete coincidence that Ymir got that name. Because was it her real name? I don't think so. That was like the name she adopted later on, I think. Just like Historia adopted the name Krista, you know? So I'm curious about that as well. And the fact that we didn't get to see Ymir in the last battle. I don't know what she's been up to, but I'm sure she'll come back into the story, especially after seeing this part of the backstory. But I'm just curious to see the continuation of Grisha's backstory. It's super interesting. It's a lot though. It's a lot of information that I have to process. So I'm sorry if I didn't catch everything. Also, oh my gosh, I want to talk a little bit about Zeke, Grisha's son. I have an idea who it might be. Or did they actually already reveal it? I think they already revealed it, right? Can I say this? Can I say this? I'm just gonna do it. Zeke is the Beast Titan, right? This right? I think they already mentioned his name. If not, I'm sorry for this spoiler. I'm sorry. But I think, yeah, Zeke is the Beast Titan. Grisha's son turned out to be the Beast Titan. It really makes sense though, because eventually Zeke betrayed his own parents, decided to side with his grandparents and the Marloyan warriors, right? It just makes sense that he's part of those warriors. And you know why I think he's the Beast Titan? There was this one shot we saw Zeke playing in his bedroom and he was holding the toy of a monkey. And I was like, oh my gosh. That was just insane. That was just insane. When I saw that monkey toy, I was like, oh my gosh. Is he the Beast Titan? Yeah, I think Reiner or Bertolt already mentioned his name once or twice. So it's not something that was still hidden, right? If so, I'm sorry for spoiling this already. But oh my gosh, when I noticed that, I was like so shocked. I was just so shocked. Whew. So yeah, there was a lot of like shocking plot twists and moments in these episodes. So even though it was like slower paced because they're covering a whole backstory, it's still shocking. It's just so good, but in a different way. You know, it's not action packed or anything like that. It doesn't have the hype that the previous episodes had, but it's still good. So yeah, I still enjoyed these 2 episodes. And yeah, there are only 2 episodes left of this season. So I'm just curious to see how they're gonna wrap this up. So yeah, this was my reaction to these 2 episodes. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you could see my other reaction videos, please check out my channel and subscribe. And if you cannot wait to see my reaction to the next episode, you can already find it on my Patreon. So if you're interested, please go check it out. You can find the link in the description box below. So in any case, thank you all for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.